Before we begin our journey tonight, a brief note. This episode of Sleepy Psychology is brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic specializing in the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center proudly serves all 50 states, bringing expert care directly to you wherever you are. To learn more about their comprehensive services and how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. Welcome, weary traveler, to a space where the edges of your day can soften and the gentle current of understanding can carry you towards rest. Tonight, we embark on a profound journey into the depths of the human psyche, guided by the extraordinary life and work of Carl Gustav Jung. His was a life marked by intellectual brilliance, profound personal struggle, and a relentless quest for meaning, all of which ultimately shaped a psychology that resonates deeply with us even today. As the evening softly envelopes you, allow his story to unfold, not as a lecture, but as a calming narrative, a gentle stream flowing towards the quiet stillness of sleep. Carl Jung was born in 1875 in Keswil, Switzerland, a land of serene lakes and towering mountains. From an early age, he was an introspective and solitary child, drawn more to the inner world of dreams and visions than to the boisterous play of other children. His childhood was not without its shadows. His father was a country pastor, kind but troubled by doubts about his faith, and his mother, while warm and loving, had periods of emotional instability, sometimes retreating into a separate, more mysterious world of her own. These early experiences, particularly his mother's complex personality and his father's struggle with spiritual meaning, deeply influenced Jung, fostering within him a lifelong fascination with the unconscious, spirituality, and the duality of human nature. He found solace and companionship in his vivid inner life, often feeling a profound connection to nature and to the ancient stories and myths that seem to pulse beneath the surface of everyday reality. Jung pursued a career in medicine, eventually specializing in psychiatry, a field that allowed him to explore the very mysteries that had captivated him since childhood. He began his professional life working at the Berghalsli Asylum in Zurich, a leading psychiatric clinic, under the guidance of Eugen Bleuler, who coined the term schizophrenia. It was here, working with patients whose minds seemed to operate on different planes of reality, that Jung began to formulate his own unique ideas about the psyche. He observed patterns in his patients' delusions and hallucinations that seemed to echo ancient myths and symbols, leading him to ponder a deeper, shared layer of the human mind. It was around this time, in the early 1900s, that Jung's path intersected with that of Sigmund Freud, the towering figure who had already laid the foundations of psychoanalysis. Their initial meeting in 1907 was legendary. They spoke for 13 continuous hours, captivated by each other's intellect and shared passion for the unconscious. Freud, seeing in Jung a brilliant and promising successor, hailed him as his crown prince. For several years their collaboration was intense and fruitful. They exchanged countless letters, met frequently, and deeply influenced each other's thinking. Jung became the first president of the International Psychoanalytical Association, and it seemed as though the future of the psychoanalytic movement was securely in their hands. However, beneath the surface of this close intellectual bond, tensions began to simmer. Jung, with his deep interest in spirituality, mythology, and collective patterns, found himself increasingly at odds with Freud's more rigid emphasis on sexuality as the primary driver of human behavior and neurosis. Freud believed that Jung's excursions into spiritual and mythical realms were unscientific and, perhaps, even threatened the scientific credibility of psychoanalysis. Jung, for his part, felt that Freud's focus was too narrow, failing to account for the vast richness and complexity of the human soul. He believed that there were deeper, transpersonal forces at play, not just repressed infantile desires. The disagreements escalated. Jung began to question the Oedipus complex as universally applicable and proposed his own concept of a collective unconscious, a universal, inherited reservoir of human experience, memories, and patterns. This divergence proved irreconcilable. The emotional intensity of their intellectual split was immense, akin to a painful divorce. For Jung, it was a period of profound isolation and intellectual wandering. The break with Freud, whom he had deeply respected and admired, plunged him into a period of intense personal crisis, a profound journey into his own inner world. This period, roughly from 1913 to 1918, was Jung's confrontation with the unconscious, a time he later described as a descent into madness, albeit a self-induced and controlled one. He deliberately allowed himself to experience visions, dreams, and fantasies, engaging with figures and landscapes that emerged from his deepest psyche. He meticulously recorded these experiences in a large, leather-bound, illuminated manuscript known today as the Red Book. This book, kept private for decades after his death, is a testament to his extraordinary bravery and commitment to psychological exploration. It is filled with elaborate calligraphy, symbolic paintings, and a detailed narrative of his internal journey. In the Red Book, Jung wrestled with the archetypal figures that would later become central to his theories: the wise old man, the trickster, the anima and animus, the shadow. It was a chaotic, often terrifying, but ultimately transformative period that formed the bedrock of his unique analytical psychology. Out of this crucible of personal struggle emerged Jung's most enduring theories, which continue to resonate deeply in psychology, spirituality, and popular culture. Central to his work is the concept of the collective unconscious. Unlike Freud's personal unconscious, which stores forgotten or repressed individual experiences, the collective unconscious is a universal, inherited reservoir of human experience. It's not acquired individually but is passed down through generations, containing patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that are common to all humanity. Think of it as humanity's shared ancestral memory, a deep layer of the psyche present in all of us from birth. Within the collective unconscious reside the archetypes. These are not concrete images or specific ideas, but rather universal, archaic patterns and images that derive from the collective unconscious and are the basic constituents of the human psyche. They are inherited predispositions to respond to the world in certain ways, like instincts, but on a psychological level. Examples include the hero, the mother, the child, the wise old man-woman, the shadow, and the anima and the animus. These archetypes manifest in our dreams, myths, fairy tales, religious symbols, and even in our personal relationships. Understanding archetypes allows us to see universal patterns in human behavior and symbolism across cultures and throughout history. Another cornerstone of Jung's theory is the concept of individuation. This is the lifelong psychological process of integrating the conscious and unconscious, including the personal and collective unconscious, leading to the development of a unique, whole, and differentiated self. It's a journey towards becoming one's true self, realizing one's full potential, and achieving psychological wholeness. Individuation is not about becoming perfect, but about integrating all aspects of oneself, the light and the shadow, the masculine and the feminine, the rational and the intuitive, into a cohesive whole. It's a journey often marked by challenges and crises, but ultimately leads to a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. Jung also introduced the concepts of psychological types, famously distinguishing between introversion and extroversion. An introvert is someone whose psychic energy is primarily directed inward, towards their inner experiences, thoughts, and feelings. An extrovert, on the other hand, directs their energy outward towards people, activities, and the external world. He further refined these types with 4 functions: thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition, leading to the well-known Myers-Briggs type indicator, which, while not directly from Jung, is heavily based on his work and helps millions of people understand their own preferences for perceiving the world and making decisions. How has Jung's work impacted us today, and how does it personally resonate? His influence is pervasive, often subtly woven into the fabric of our culture and our understanding of ourselves. Think about the prevalence of self-discovery and personal growth movements. The idea that we have a journey to undertake to become our true self is deeply Jungian. Therapists, coaches, and spiritual guides often draw from Jungian concepts, even if they don't explicitly name them. The emphasis on integrating shadow aspects, understanding one's inner child, or finding one's purpose often echoes Jung's concept of individuation. For me, as an individual, Jung's concept of individuation provides a powerful roadmap for understanding life's challenges. When I face a difficult decision or a period of internal conflict, instead of just seeing it as a problem to be solved, I can now recognize it as an opportunity for growth, a step on the path towards becoming more whole. It encourages me to explore the deeper meaning behind my experiences, rather than simply seeking quick fixes. Consider the explosion of interest in mythology, storytelling, and spirituality. Joseph Campbell's seminal work on The Hero's Journey, which has influenced countless films, books, and narratives, is deeply rooted in Jungian archetypes. From Luke Skywalker to Harry Potter, we recognize the archetypal hero because Jung helped us understand these universal patterns. When you find yourself captivated by a particular story, or drawn to certain symbols, Jung's work offers a framework for understanding why these resonate so powerfully across cultures and generations. Personally, Jung's work has enriched my appreciation for art, literature, and even popular culture. I can see the archetypal patterns in narratives, understanding on a deeper level why certain stories feel so universal and timeless. It's like having a secret decoder ring for the human imagination. Jung's ideas also speak to the modern search for meaning beyond purely material pursuits. In a world that can often feel fragmented and desacralized, his emphasis on the spiritual dimension of the psyche, the importance of dreams, and the search for one's unique calling offers a compelling counter-narrative. Many people today feel a longing for something more, a deeper connection to themselves and to a larger sense of purpose. Jung's work provides a language and a framework for exploring these inner landscapes. For me, it has provided a way to understand my own spiritual yearnings not as separate from my psychology, but as an integral part of it. It has offered a path to integrate my inner and outer worlds, finding meaning in the seemingly mundane and the profoundly mysterious alike. The concept of the shadow, the unconscious aspects of ourselves that we tend to repress or deny because they are seen as negative or unacceptable, is particularly impactful. Jung taught that true psychological health requires acknowledging and integrating these shadow aspects, rather than simply pushing them away. When we deny our shadow, it doesn't disappear, it often projects onto others, leading to judgment, conflict, and misunderstanding. Understanding the shadow encourages self-awareness and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. For instance, if I find myself disproportionately annoyed by a particular trait in another person, Jung's work prompts me to consider whether that trait might be a projection of something within my own shadow that I haven't yet acknowledged. This simple shift in perspective can transform irritation into an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. It has allowed me to approach my own perceived flaws with greater kindness, understanding that they are not something to be eliminated, but to be integrated. Jung's insights on psychological types also impact us daily. While the Myers-Briggs type indicator is often used in career counseling and team building, its core value lies in helping us understand our own natural preferences and appreciate the different ways others interact with the world. Knowing whether you are an introvert or extrovert, or whether you prefer thinking or feeling, can illuminate communication styles, potential sources of misunderstanding, and opportunities for collaboration. For example, if I'm working on a team with someone who prefers intuition over sensation, I might recognize that they are more comfortable with big-picture ideas and less focused on immediate details, and adjust my communication accordingly. This understanding fosters greater patience and more effective collaboration. So, as we draw this gentle exploration to a close, what can we learn from the teachings of Carl Jung? Firstly, embrace your inner world. Jung's journey, particularly his profound engagement with the Red Book, teaches us the immense value of introspection. Our dreams, fantasies, and even our neuroses are not just random occurrences. They are communications from the unconscious, offering profound insights into our deepest selves. Take time to listen to these inner voices, perhaps through journaling, dream analysis, or quiet contemplation. Don't be afraid to delve into the depths of your own psyche. It is a source of immense wisdom and creativity. Secondly, recognize the universal patterns in human experience. When you encounter a challenging situation or find yourself struggling with a particular emotional theme, consider if there's an archetypal pattern at play. Are you facing a hero's journey? Are you grappling with your shadow? Understanding these universal themes can provide comfort, a sense of belonging, and a roadmap for navigating life's inevitable challenges. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Countless others throughout history have walked similar paths. Thirdly, strive for individuation. This is a lifelong process, not a destination. It involves integrating all parts of yourself, even those you might find unappealing. It's about becoming more whole, more authentic, and more fully human. This means acknowledging your strengths and your weaknesses, your light and your shadow, your masculine and feminine qualities. It means taking responsibility for your own psychological development and continuously seeking to understand who you truly are, independent of external expectations. Fourthly, appreciate psychological differences. Jung's work on psychological types reminds us that there are many valid ways to experience and interact with the world. Understanding your own type and the types of others can foster empathy, improve communication, and reduce conflict in relationships. It helps us to move beyond judgment and towards appreciation for the diversity of human nature. Finally, do not shy away from your own personal struggles. Jung's profound breakthrough came from his willingness to confront his own psychological darkness after his split with Freud. It was in that period of chaos and despair that he found the seeds of his greatest insights. Sometimes our deepest wounds can become the portals to our greatest wisdom. Trust the process even when it feels difficult, knowing that psychological discomfort can be a catalyst for profound growth and transformation. Now, as these thoughts gently settle within you, allow yourself to sink even deeper into the stillness of the present moment. Feel the comforting weight of your body, supported and held. The air around you is calm, peaceful. Bring your awareness to your feet. Feel them release any lingering tension. Your ankles are soft, your calves relaxed. Allow this feeling of gentle release to travel up into your knees, your thighs, and your hips. Feel your hips heavy and grounded. Your belly rises and falls softly with each breath, a gentle wave. Your chest expands and contracts with ease. Feel the relaxation spreading through your lower back, then up your spine vertebra by vertebra, releasing any stiffness. Your shoulders are soft and wide, drawing away from your ears. Your arms are heavy and relaxed, from your upper arms to your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and your hands. Your fingers are gently curled, completely at rest. Feel the muscles of your neck soften, allowing your head to rest gently. Your jaw is loose, your tongue at ease in your mouth. Your eyelids are gently closed, your eyes resting deeply in their sockets. Your forehead is smooth and unlined. Imagine now that you are lying on the softest cloud, suspended gently in the vast, quiet expanse of the night sky. Around you there is only peace, only stillness. Each breath you take deepens the sensation of calm, drawing you further into a state of profound rest. The lessons of Jung, of understanding the depths of the self, of embracing the whole of who you are, whisper softly through the air around you, a gentle lullaby. You are unique yet connected to the universal. You are whole in all your complexity. Drift now into the quiet embrace of sleep. May your dreams be filled with wisdom and your rest be deep and restorative. Good night. This episode of Sleepy Psychology was brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic dedicated to the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center is committed to providing expert, compassionate care across all 50 states, bringing specialized support directly to you, wherever you are. To explore their comprehensive services and learn how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. May your dreams be serene and your rest be deep. Good night.